Have you ever thought, what the hell am I doing so wrong to make my dog like this reactive? But look, after helping thousands of dogs go from barking and lunging to walking calmly by their owner's side, I've found the core mistakes behind it. So in this video, I'm going to show you what they are and how to fix them so you can finally enjoy a stress-free walk. First, we need to look inside the house, because what happens in the home is fueling the blow-ups outside, I promise you. So if your dog runs the show at home, they have no manners, they have no boundaries, they're super clingy, then they'll be overexcited, needy, and really, really quick to explode at other dogs. Picture this, imagine going to your friend's house, right? And their little 5-year-old Timmy, he sprints over to you and pokes you really hard and says, "Give me attention now." And before you can even react, he jumps up, climbs on, wedges himself between you and the sofa. And then when you ask him to stop, he snaps and goes, "Fuck you." You look at his parents and they just shrug and park him in another room. And he screams until they let him back in. And then they just say, "Oh, he's just excited, you know." But this isn't our real problem. Our real problem is how he goes ballistic around other kids. Now, as wild as that sounds, that's how a lot of dogs act, exactly like little Timmy. They jump up all over guests, they ignore boundaries, they run around the room barking and going crazy, and if you put them in another room, they lose their minds. Now, if you found out that little Timmy lost it with another kid, would you be shocked? Well, of course not. Okay. Because if his parents can't set the structure and boundaries at home, how are they going to be able to control him out in public? So we start by tightening manners at home. Simple boundaries, a clear yes or no, the same rules every day. And that shift, it changes how your dog sees you, which changes then how they handle pressure out on walks. Now, there are 3 patterns that drive this. There's jumping on the sofa without an invite. There's pawing, whining, barking, anything like that for attention. And then there's following you around the room or around the house like they are your shadow. So point 1 is bad manners. Here's exactly what to do. Firstly, the sofa rule. See, it's not about the furniture. It's about earning a privilege and respecting your say-so. So if they jump up uninvited and you're in the room, say off, grab the collar and take down. Keep hold for a second and then let go. If they stay there, good girl, my darling. You can still have all the cuddles and all the kisses, and know your dog won't love you any less. By the way, here's a top tip. Don't invite them up when they're begging, which is staring or whining or barking. If you do that, then here's how you handle it with the next rule. Rule number 2 is attention seeking. So if they're pawing or whining or barking for attention, this is demanding behavior, and feeding it makes a needy dog, not a calm dog. So say a firm no once. Think of it like that look your parents gave you, you know, when they meant pack it in, and then walk over, take the collar calmly, and move them into another room. Shut the door. No extra words, no extra fluff. Let them back in after 5 or 10 seconds of quiet. And if they bark, whine, paw again, repeat the whole process again. You see, this flips the script, because demanding now gets the opposite of what they want. They have to be polite and calm to get access to you. You keep all the love, you just lose the neediness. And this is a big, big win for those nervous, needy, reactive dogs. Now, point number 3, the overattachment rule. Now, first, just to clarify, I'm not talking about the dog that occasionally gets up and checks where you're going. I mean the one that springs up every single time you stand up, and they are your literal shadow. They could be in a deep sleep and they're following you. You see, that dependency, it often turns into an "I must guard you from everything," which fuels the reactivity towards dogs, bikes, people, anything that comes near your way. So here's the drill. Pick 10 minutes a day, stand up, walk out for 1 or 2 seconds, come back, sit down. As many reps as you can. Now, in that whole process, the moment your dog moves, at any point, mark with a no. Remember that firmness. Walk over calmly, get the collar calmly, take them back to where they were, wait a couple of seconds, and then try again. When you finally get to go out for 1 or 2 seconds and come back, you just sit straight down. No fuss. You leaving and returning should feel boring, not an exciting thing. Now here's the progression. When that 1 or 2 seconds is easy, make it 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, until you can build that whole 10-minute session as one clean rep of you just leaving for a full 10 minutes and coming back without it being a big deal. And after that, you can just sprinkle this throughout your day. Now this breaks the "I must be glued to you" habit. They learn you can come and you can go, and they don't need to defend you from every single passerby. Okay, so now you know the fixes that you have to do in the home first. So next I'm going to show you the single biggest issue that your dog has to learn to stop their activity for good. And that is impulse control. It's a skill that stops your dog grabbing or barking or lunging at whatever they want the second that they want it. You see, have you ever wanted a dream car or a house and just gone and stolen it? Like, no, you haven't. And it's not because you're a saint 24/7, it's because consequences keep you in check. Dogs need exactly the same lesson. You see, this isn't morals, it's just predictable outcomes. And no, we do not start teaching your dog this around other dogs. That's like trying to get sober in a bar. There's just way, way, way too many temptations. So here's how to build it up calmly. Start in the house and then progress to outside when it's easy inside. So the setup is clip your dog on a lead, pick a high value treat or toy, stand in a boring room to start off with plenty of space. Throw it and go leave and a little correction. And you're going to do that around 10 or so times on the trot, okay? Until, well, 10 or so times on the trot is a training session again, and multiple training sessions a day, until you can just go leave and they stop. They're not interested, okay? If they keep hitting the end of the lead, then they haven't understood what leave it means yet, and you need to go back and do more training there. So the key rules are the consequence equals hitting the end of the lead, and it's consistent and simple. The reward is you get what you're after when you listen and control yourself. Now, don't repeat the cue. Don't let them self-reward by taking the treat off the floor. Keep the sessions 2 or 3 minutes long, which should be about 5 or 10 repetitions, and end on a good rep whenever you can. So when you tighten up manners in and around the home and you build this impulse control, your dog learns a really powerful rule. They have to ask you first. However, outside you see is where most people drop this rule. So watch this next video where I apply the same ask for permission mindset to your walks so you can stop the pulling on the lead for good.